Hi, Taft Tigers. This is Mrs. E, traveling teacher, here in the rainforest of beautiful Costa Rica, Central America. I thought it was time to answer some of your questions that you asked before I left. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to a few people behind that I left at Taft Middle School. First, shout out to Maria. Thank you very much for giving me my hashtag, not a vacation. And that's my Instagram hashtag. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, there are directions down below in the comments. So I want to let you know, Maria, that I'm keeping it real. This may look like a beautiful vacation setting behind me, but it's not. It's only a vacation if you consider a vacation to be bats in your vacation house, frogs in your vacation house, giant beetles in your vacation house, and lizards in your vacation house. So I just want to let you know, this is not a vacation. It may look like it, it's not. Okay. Second, a big shout out to Mrs. DeMuth, who is subbing for me back at Taft, making this all possible. I'm so thankful for you, Mrs. DeMuth, and I just want to let you know you're the substitute of the year, and if I could give you an award, I would. If I could bring you here for a few days, I would. So thank you very much. Third shout out to Adam, who, when he heard about this trip, said, if you're going to go on this trip, just don't die. So I just want to say to Adam, not dead yet. So I want to make sure. I messed up. I was doing so good. You shouldn't have laughed at me. I can't edit it.
Oh, well, cut.
So now on to your questions. The first question comes from Chloe. Chloe asked, are you going to swim with sharks? And I can confirm, no. I did not swim with sharks. However, I did go on an educational snorkeling trip at one point, and I did swim with fish. And they were very cool fish, not like bright red and green like you sometimes see on the movies and on TV and in tropical fish tanks. They were like pale yellow with black stripes. There were a lot of them, like 100 of them down below, and I could see them. And then I saw this long thing, and I thought it was a sea snake, which was the closest I came to swimming with sharks. So I screamed underwater. And when you scream underwater, it kind of sounds like this. Oh my God, there's a sea snake! And then I quickly went up to the surface. It turns out it was not a sea snake. It was just a piece of wood, a stick at the bottom of the ocean. But that would be the closest I came to swimming with sharks. I didn't see any sharks, just a stick and some fish. So thanks for your question, Chloe. Next question comes from Lena. Lena, who asks, what is your favorite food in Costa Rica? Well, there are lots of really good foods in Costa Rica. I like the pork, I like the fish, I like the fruit. You can get pineapples at roadside stands for 50 cents each. The juice is amazing. Everywhere you go, you get fresh squeezed juice, mango, pineapple, all kinds. But one thing that I really like that nobody makes in the United States, or serves in restaurants at least, is plantains. So these are plantains. Plantains are not bananas. Now, I'd seen these before. They sell these at Hy-Vee, but I'd never eaten them or had them properly prepared. Plantains are not bananas. They're a little bit different, but they look like bananas. And when you go to a restaurant, you can get plantains that are like fried up in oil, which are called plantanos maduros. And then you can also get plantains that are like deep fat fried, which are called patacones, which are kind of like French fried plantains. And they're both delicious, amazing food here in Costa Rica. I could just stay here and eat the food all day. So it was very good. The next question comes from Letitia, who asks, is it always warm here? And I would like to say, yes, it is always warm here, except the first week we were here, we were in the capital city of San Jose, which is in the middle of a valley. And in San Jose in December, it's actually pretty cold, a lot like April or March in the United States. So we actually went on our very first tour, educational tour around the city, not a vacation, and we were dressed like this, and it was freezing. And there were elderly Costa Rican women walking by me, looking at me, going like, And I think what they were thinking is either I had like superhuman gringa internal temperature control, or I was insane. I don't know, maybe either one. I'm not sure which they were thinking, but they definitely thought there was something odd about the fact that we didn't have jackets on in San Jose. But everywhere else we went, it was very warm. In fact, one place we were at, it was so tropical, you just stand outside and you just start sweating. It was so hot. So, and as you can see right now, it's very warm all year round, no snow. Which kind of brings me to my last question. The last question I'm going to talk about today is from Zara. Zara asked, what kinds of animals are here in Costa Rica? And that is such a great question for Costa Rica because there is so much wildlife here. This country's government makes a really, really big effort to preserve all of the natural biodiversity that's in this like small country. It's a very small country. You can drive from one end to another of it in probably 7 to 10 hours. So it's a small country, incredible biodiversity, tons of animals and people living side by side. So I made a list for you of all the animals that I have seen with my own eyes in Costa Rica that were not in a zoo. They were either in a park or on the street or in my yard or in my house that I stayed in while I was here. So here's a list of animals in no particular order. Here we go. Lizards, leafcutter ants, 5-inch grasshoppers, spiders, raccoons, white-faced monkeys, howler monkeys, spider monkeys, 3-toed sloth, red-eyed tree frog with his eyes closed, he was sleeping, hermit crabs, fish, toucans, hummingbirds, coati, frogs, bats, dogs and cats, lots of them, no leash laws here. The dogs are very smart about not going in the street. And finally, we saw someone's pet pig named Coco that wandered into our yard one day. So, like I said, Costa Rican people live side by side with nature, and it's awesome to see. The animals are amazing. The jungle, as you can see all around me, there's plants everywhere. There's no real lawns like there are in Iowa. Instead of having hundreds of lawnmowers buzzing, keeping the lawns neat and clean in Costa Rica, you see lots of people with weed whackers whacking tall weeds in ditches, and you also see them doing yard work with machetes, which brings me to my final prop today. When we checked into this rental house we were in, we found this. It's a machete, and at first we thought it must be time to prepare for the zombie apocalypse. But no, we realized that actually this machete is for weed whacking and cleaning up the bushes and doing yard work around the house. So yeah, machete. Thought you might want to see that. Pretty cool. And that is Costa Rica in a nutshell. I hope I've answered your questions. You please ask more questions in the comments and I will try and answer them. My next destination is New Zealand. So if you have any questions about New Zealand, please leave them in the comments as well and I will add them to the next video. Thanks very much, Taft Tykers. This is Mrs. E, traveling teacher, and signing out. Don't forget, the world is a big, beautiful place just waiting for you.